Good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Welcome to my fish house today. You know, I was sitting here thinking, I brought out a young fella. Last weekend I brought out a young fella, and and I say young, I'm talking 20 years old. I'm not talking a kid. But it got a couple of things that he did was because he was a young fella and no experience at all when it comes to being on the ice. That was his first day of ice fishing ever. And he's not really an outdoorsman. I'm trying to take both of them. This my nephew and my great nephew. My great nephew's 20 years old, and my nephew is probably somewhere around the area of 40. But anyways, because of the way everything is now here, you know, just the country's upside down. Seems like we're going to get a handle on it. So that's good. I have a lot of hopes for that. I'm just keeping an eye on my traps. I got 5 traps out, and I got high hopes there too. This is a great spot for pike, so we want a big one. But anyways, I've taken these 2 guys and I'm trying to put them under my wing a little bit. Basically, because you know, I think they could use it. You know, I mean, there's a lot of skills out here that I'm trying to pass on, and with you guys, as well as with my own family. But the young fella there, the 20-year-old, he was a bull in a china closet. It was great. He hauled out the equipment. That was sweet. All I did was walk behind the equipment, and it was like having an oxen hauling the gear out. Same thing when it was time to haul it back in. Same deal. He hauled it back in. But where he made his mistake, and I'm going to talk to him next trip. That was at the end of the day and first day. But I'm going to talk to him because his mistake was at the end of the day. And it's important. Here, not quite so important. I mean, you can only get into so much trouble out here. But I want to be able to take him back in the bush. I want to be able to take both of them back in the bush with me a little bit. You know, try to break him in there as well. And it got me thinking about where he made his mistake. Where he made his mistake is it's really important when you're off the grid. You know, whether it be 20 miles, 50 miles, or 100 miles back in, which is easy to do in this state. I mean, there's plenty of big woods here that you can get quite a ways, you know, back in by yourself. At the end of the day, he took the gear and he just full bore run back to the pickup, which is all right. I mean, like I say, he can't get into much trouble out here. But it's important to stay together, and that's what I'm going to speak to him about, especially in ice conditions. I mean, it's important to stick together as a group, whether you're on a canoe trip or whether you're on an ice fishing trip or a snowmobile trip. You're only as fast as your slowest link, or you know, same deal with your snowmobiling. You're only as fast as your slowest snowmobiler. So if you get way out ahead, which he did, he was back to the truck 10 minutes ahead of us. The problem with that is if something happened to him. Yeah, he could fall through the ice. One of us could fall through the ice. It's not going to happen, but I'm just saying, on some lakes, it is an issue. If you got spring holes, especially for somebody like that has no experience at all whatsoever when it comes to ice. A week ago was his first time on the ice. So that's inexperience. That inexperience out in the outdoors will kill you in a heartbeat. So that's why I got thinking about that while I was sitting here today in the fish house watching these traps. Is you know, something as silly as that or small as that is what could kill you. Say he fell through the ice between here and the truck, or if we were on a bigger lake, you know, there's places here. I mean, over there by the road, there's 2 culverts that it's mostly open year round. So somebody new wouldn't know that. I make sure, like when my daughter came out here, I said, stay away from those culverts. It's about always open. And if it's not open, it opens the earliest, you know, as far as the ice going out. So stay away from that stuff. Hello. If you have a calling to help support this channel, then check out my link right above my head, the Patreon channel. And for $5 a month, you can definitely help to push the message of the East Grand Woodsman channel. Everything about the great outdoors here in the state of Maine. And I will see you back in the video. And with him, by taking off like that, and the canoe trip is the same way. If you get way out ahead of your canoe party, somebody in that party might have an emergency, and you wouldn't know about it. The same thing with snowmobiling. The very last snowmobile could have a problem, and if you're a mile ahead, you're never going to know about it until it's too late. And then it could be an accident, it could be a breakdown, you could go through open water in a crossing. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. For me, in my world, as far as staying together. So, and that's what I'm going to, you know, both of them want to learn. So that opens a door wide open for me to work with them on these different things. And that's one of them, is staying together. Even if you're impatient, and even if you want to go out ahead. I've been on canoe trips like that with guys that got impatient and ended up long ways ahead. That makes it very difficult, because maybe the crew wants to stop. Maybe this is where they want to spend the night. And if you're that low knucklehead that's 5 miles ahead, you know, it's not fun. It's not fun for the guys in the rear, and it's not fun wondering, making sure that you're safe, all that stuff. So keep that in mind, I think. That's what I'm going to take up with these guys. They're both coming out fishing with me again this Saturday, so that'll open the door wide open for me to discuss just a couple of things when it comes to the great outdoors. Because like I said, I would like to be able to take them up into the big woods for more than a day or so. But the only way I can do that is if I can trust each one of them to do the right thing. And the right thing is staying together, especially like traveling big water, traveling big lakes. Whiteout conditions happen really quick. You know, a snow squall will come through, or a snowstorm will come through, and you've got a lake that you're on that's 25 miles long and 5 miles wide. It doesn't take very much to get lost in that situation, especially being new to the water, new to whatever. In that situation, that's how people die, and that's how people get lost and everything else here in the state, as well as go through the ice. You know, there's always open spots on just about every lake. It's not a given thing that the entire lake is frozen solid. So keep that in mind if you go along on a fishing trip with someone, or someone invites you along. Keep in mind that stay close to the group, and who knows, you might be able to save a life, or who knows, the group might be able to save your life. So hey, you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.